What up? What it do? It's your boy JDQ with the crew of Vision Eye View. And man, do we have a show for you. I didn't mean to rhyme, but you know what I'm saying? It just happens all the time. Anyways, while I wait for my amazing, handsome, no homo, uh, amazing, wonderful, just really insightful team members arrive, I do want to go ahead and say, all right, matter of fact, let me get my chair up a little bit so I can see a little bit of it. Again, for like the billionth time, all right, if you want to help support your boy and the team and the channel and all that good stuff, one really good way of doing it is going to Teespring, looking for Just Don't Quit. You can't really find it by justdon'tquit.com anymore because something happened with the payment of the domain name, and so we're working on that. But in the meantime, we will be dropping the actual link to the store later on through the live chat. I already see that producer Jay's in the VIP room getting ready. We are waiting for Gigo to also be in the VIP room. But today's going to be a very interesting show because we have a list of topics that, might not be all in sync with one another, but it's just important news all around. And I'm going to give you guys a hint at what we're going to talk about within the topics. All right, just look at my hat. All right, peep the hat. Y'all remember the old days? Like peep the hat, peep the shirt. All right, peep the hat. All right, that's going to be one of the topics of tonight. And for those of you who follow me on social media, and y'all know exactly what we'll be touching up on today. I believe producer Jay is ready. I believe so. I'm gonna assume he is. I'm gonna go ahead and add him. Hey yo.
Mike test.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear, baby.
10-4.
Yeah, man. You said popsicles?
Obstacles.
Oh, okay. I thought popsicles was like a new safe word now or something. Popsicles. I thought it was pineapples. You gotta change it up on me like that. But no, yeah. Obstacles. That's correct.
Turned on the computer and one of the displays didn't want to load up.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That's kind of like whatever's happening with me and like the lighting of like the green screen. I don't know why it's acting up a little bit tonight, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, I've been troubleshooting for the past hour, so
I just tell you, man, we're just meant for great things. You know what I'm saying? You just meant for great things. You know, when that uphill battle's getting too strong, you gotta do like the little engine that could just chugga 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 chugga. Two.
Right.
we got some lovely ladies in the building right now. We got BB, the back burner, and of course the lovely, beautiful Emily Rose as well. And as everyone starts popping up into the stream, please, for the love of God and for us, hit that like button, but also share the stream forward with a family member, a coworker, a neighbor, whoever you think is going to benefit out of it. And as we wait for our third member, the People's Champion, to pop up at one point during the stream, I want to ask, sir, kindly, how has your week been thus far? How has today been for you?
Pretty challenging. You know, I'm in a new role at work. My boss, unfortunately, my boss's mother passed away on Monday.
Oh, that sucks.
So my boss has not really been around, and I'm sitting here trying to learn my new role while my boss isn't available for training. But nonetheless, I will continue to move forward.
That's what I'm talking about. Optimism, baby. Optimism. Loving it. All right, and now we got the People's Champion over here. We're looking like the Brady Bunch up in here right now. What's going on, man?
I'm recovering.
You're recovering?
Yeah.
Well, you know it's funny, because I know Kiko's about to explain his week and how it went. But before he gets into that, the funny thing is, man, I was completely fine up until yesterday that I got rained on really, really, really bad. And I've just been like pretty much sick. Well, not sick, but I've been battling against like a fever and a cold. So although because of the rain, the allergies just kind of like popped up more than anything else. I was like battling against the actual like fever and the body pains or whatever that comes with it. So I worked out, been drinking my vitamins. I mean, I take my vitamins regardless, but I've been taking it more seriously these past like 2 or 3 days because of it. So, but go ahead, tell me about your week, Eagle. Aside from being sick.
That's it. I'm still. Every time I walk, I'm dizzy.
Damn, man.
Yeah.
Look, Emily says you're chilling in the portal to heaven right now.
Yeah. This is as close as where I can get because home sweet home ain't no place like home.
Right? Gentlemen, aside from work and because we're gonna touch on like about 5 topics tonight, but aside from work and of course recovering from sickness, is there anything else you'd like to bring up before I start the show officially?
I found a new song that I wanted to share with everybody, so we'll do that later towards the end.
Right.
But
what's the game you're playing right now, real quick, before I get started?
oh man, this is The Last of Us.
Oh, that's Last of Us. It reminded me of like Resident Evil or Silent Hill or something like that. But okay, it has that look to it. All right.
Yeah.
So that being said, I'm about to share the first tab of tonight, and then I'll start the conversation, and then you guys will jump in accordingly. All right. So this happened today. I mean, it really happened yesterday, but it was announced between late last night and early this morning, and I immediately got a notification on Google. Our boy Kevin Conroy, the legendary voice of Batman from the animated series of the 90s, has passed away yesterday. And he died at the age of 66 due to complications against cancer. I wanted to bring this up, man, because, I mean, this is the Batman that I grew up on. For those of us who grew up, like, watching the 90s cartoons, like X-Men and, all these other superhero-ish cartoons, this man was the one who lent his voice to the iconic and legendary voice of Bruce Wayne and Batman in that series. And not only that series, he also did in the second series that came afterwards. He did the Batman Beyond, voice of the old Bruce Wayne. He did the voice of Batman in Justice League. He did the voice of Batman for like a bunch of like different animated movies and so on and so forth. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he also appeared in live action in a CW crossover that they did on either The Flash or Green Arrow or something like that. He actually was there physically embodying, you know what I'm saying, like who would be Bruce Wayne or whatever. And
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Our boy passed away, man, and it sucks. He was a great voice, and I'm gonna share like a little bit of his work or whatever in a few clips, short clips, just to get a glimpse of the people, so they can get to hear his voice and all that, and why it was such an amazing voice. But as I'm doing that, if you guys can kind of like reach back, and if y'all remember watching the animated series or whatever, y'all can talk about that while I pull this tab up real quick.
I don't know which one. There's been so many animated series of Batman that I can't say if I actually remember the voice. Maybe I do remember the voice, but maybe when you play it, it'll come back to me.
You know what's messed up?
What's that?
What's up?
That until now, I didn't even know who that was.
No, are you kidding me?
I mean, that's how dumb I am.
I mean, to be
Let me ask you a
fair,
question. Do you know trigonometry and algebra?
No.
I know of it.
This nigga knows about Kevin Conroy. I'm like, okay. You know what's crazy? I ain't never thought about whose voice that is behind these characters. That's a good idea. I ain't never thought about that till you just put it in my head. That's funny.
Well, the crazy part is that, you know, a lot of people, they think that this type of work is like easy or whatever. Like, oh man, I could do that. But bro, I'm telling you right now, like being a voice actor is so hard to get into it. Like, and not to, you know, submit to because you could submit a bunch of, you know what I'm saying, like recordings to these different companies or whatever and see like where you fit or see where they see you fit. But the competition is brutal, man. I remember back in 2008 when I actually went to one of the universities back in PR, you know, doing radio host communications was one of the first things that I wanted to try out, you know, to like kind of take that as a career path, because everybody kept telling me, oh man, your voice is so deep, your voice is so low tone, you should be like a radio host or something like that. So I was like, all right, cool, like I'll give it a shot. But when I went to like sign up for that course, that first semester, it was overpacked. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like when I found out that specific curriculum or whatever gets like filled in like really fast or whatever, I was like, man, screw that. Like I went for something else. But you know, the path to a successful professional voice acting career is competitive, it's challenging, it's really difficult. So the fact that this man not only got into that career and is now held as the pedestal of like Batman animated voices of all time is just like is a huge accomplishment in my eyes, man. Because when I think of Batman, I immediately think of his voice. I don't think of like Ben Affleck. I don't think of what's the other guy's name?
Which one? The first one or the
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale?
Christian Bale. I don't think of him. I think of either this guy or maybe Michael Keaton. But you know what I'm saying? Anybody else who played Batman is I don't see them as the first one that pops into my head right away. This is the voice that pops into my head immediately when I think of Batman, and when I think of Batman in cartoon version. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, without wasting too much time, I'm playing this clip. It's only 4 minutes long. I don't know if I'll play the whole thing or just until he finishes talking or whatever, just so you can hear his voice. Let me raise the volume. Hold on. Oh, never mind.
Here's to Gotham's Commissioner G. You lock up the weirdos, the
Let's
crooks,
fast
and the
forward, I
geeks.
guess.
You're a hero to all the boys in blue. But this time, baby, the joke's on you.
She has an amazing voice too, by the way.
Batman! The Commissioner's medal! It's a bomb!
Oh, I remember this Batman.
You remember now?
That's the dude that played his voice?
Yeah. Yep.
Guess I'll need a new hobby now that old Charlie's...
Macrame's nice.
Come on. Watch this be the only clip where Batman doesn't talk. That'd be really shameful of me.
Rocco! Henshaw! I saw a bat! To the van!
Could you imagine that?
Mr. J.
There we go. We're about to pop up now. Watch.
Okay, we'll tough it out here.
And let's not forget, of course, before I continue, the voice of Joker is the guy from Star Wars, Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah. Mark Hamill. I do know that.
So, I mean, we got two great, amazing voice actors right here. We got Mark Hamill playing the Joker, which is the iconic voice that I think of when I think of any Joker.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
Same thing with...
For those of you who don't know who Mark Hamill is, he's Luke Skywalker.
There you go.
The old guy?
Yeah.
The first Luke
Told
Skywalker.
you his
Luke
hot-
Skywalker. He plays the voice of the Joker on that show.
All right, check it out. Here he goes.
Yeah. For 2 years, he watched me like a bug in a jar. Watched and laughed and threatened my family. I had no choice, Batman, really.
Gas is wearing off. Stay with the cops.
Golly. Of course, I had to pick the clip that he talks the least on. Let's see.
Batman's all about
Let
kicking ass and kicking names.
me play my bad companions.
I swear.
Right. Tell me another.
There we go. Tell me
Boy, beauty school's starting to look pretty good about now.
All right, well, he did talk a few times in there, just not as much as I was hoping he would talk, but you get the point. You get the whole like reason behind why his voice was so great fit for that animated series. And then, of course, things really blew off like from there. Like that animated series is one of the most known Batman animated series ever in history of like Batman. Yo, we got Jesus in the house. We're gonna be okay, guys. We got Jesus with us tonight,
He
man.
has returned.
Yeah. Dímelo, muchacho. Dímelo, hermano. God bless you, brother. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate that. All right. So, yeah, man. Before we jump off to the next topic, I just want to say I am praying for his family. I'm praying for his family to have a quick, you know what I'm saying, like recovery from this loss. I mean, I could only imagine if for the fans he was like a big deal, you know what I'm saying, like because of his voice and all the work he did within like whether it be shows or whatever. He gave us all like, I don't know, like now it's just nostalgic, but he gave us like this dream of like, man, like we heard that voice on the cartoon, and at least me, I'd be like, man, like maybe like one day, you know what I'm saying, I'll sound like that or whatever. And he just gave character to the actual physical digital version of Batman. So to his family, God bless you guys. I really hope you know, y'all can be in peace. And for the fans, you know, same thing with every fan. I hope everyone takes this, you know what I'm saying, as a win, because he's going off hopefully to a better place. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys want to say any like last words before we jump off to the next topic, but
You know what's crazy? I was actually in LA the week that Adam West passed away.
no.
Yeah. And I actually went to one of his memorials that they held at City Hall, where they actually brought out the bat signal. And the
Are you serious, yo?
Yeah, and the dude that played Robin was there and said a few words along with his wife and kids.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you were there in
I was
not
there,
but you were.
I went there for E3.
Oh
and
wow.
And it happened around the same time. It was around the same time as E3 and the NBA Finals.
Man. I kind of like remember a little bit of what you just said. It's the expo for gaming and what do you call it?
Yeah, the Electronic Gaming Expo.
Yep. All right, so Kiko, you have any last words for your boy Batman before we switch out to the next time?
Man. Hey, God bless his family, man. I know it's rough, but I didn't know him.
Oh my god. Oh man. All right. So this is the next topic in the lineup. Today, I'll just say I'm sorry, guys, and I'm sorry for the fans and the family out there, yo. But this is apparently the funeral that they held for artist Takeoff from the group Migos, and I do have an actual video somewhere in here. I'm going to share with you guys. But that is the next topic. While I'm pulling up the tab, Jay, do you have any words you want to say on the death of like Takeoff and all that went down and all that good stuff?
I'll be honest, man. I'm a little behind on this one. I'm a little behind on this one. He was the one. He was the one with the song. What's it called? Casper.
I believe so.
Right.
Yeah. It's if I'm not mistaken, the video from that song Casper was one of those like very galactic looking music videos. Where he's like in a car and he's like somewhere up in like space.
I think so.
So yeah, that's the one. Kiko, do you have any words before I press play on this? It's only like a minute and 30 seconds.
They did it today?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see what happened.
All right. Let's see.
Now, did these guys actually perform for his funeral?
Well, if I rewind it, I think, and let me go back a little bit more because I think he said, there we go, he described his friendship with the rap group and likened it to the Rat Pack. So what he was saying was that apparently the friendship that he held with Takeoff and the Migos was that of compared to the Rat Pack, which I would have to really kind of like dig a little deep, what he really meant with that. I guess he just meant that, they were just like kind of like family, even though they probably weren't always, like working together like that. That's like the best I can take away from like what he's saying here. But I don't know. Do you have any thoughts on his words? Because he's saying Drake described his friendship with the rap group Migos and likened it to the Rat Pack.
Well,
hey, you're back.
We never lost you.
Man, this thing be swinging and swirling. And then like, y'all disappear and then come back.
It's because you got that. It's because you got that green screen going.
Should I take it off?
I would, just to make your video smoother.
You think it's me, not you.
I think it's you, man. It's not my computer. I just got done fixing it.
Man, this is what is this thing called again? This Apple
Surface.
That's what it's called, Apple Surface.
Yeah. Windows.
This is yours. Thanks for letting me have it.
Hey man, those Windows Surfaces ain't cheap.
Let me see.
That's true. That is true.
What about now? Can you see me? I'm invincible.
I can't. But
oh, sorry.
Yeah, we see you loud and clear.
All right.
So Gigo, what do you think Drake meant by those? What do you think Drake meant by those words? I sense a delay.
You froze again. What'd you say again?
I said, what do you think Drake meant with what he said? He said he described his friendship with the rap group Migos and likened it to, or compared it to, the Rat Pack. What do you think he meant by that?
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't think I'm old enough to know who the Rat Pack is.
Me neither.
I mean, I know it comprised of like Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., and
Who were the rest of the guys? Steve
I
Martin?
don't know.
Oh, you
guess.
trying to say like the top 4 artists?
No,
Oh,
no.
Well, they snitching. What's going on here?
So at the funeral,
Tell me a little secret.
At the funeral, all right, when Drake was given a chance to talk on, you know what I'm saying, and say some words for like for Takeoff, what he was saying was that his friendship with the whole group, Migos, he compared it to the Rat Pack. So all I'm saying is, like, what do you think he meant by that? Because to me, it's just another way of him saying that maybe he wasn't officially part of their group, but he felt like he was because of the collaborations.
Well, I know. When Sammy Davis Jr. was running around with Frank Sinatra, they used to come up to Frank Sinatra and tell him, "Hey, you shouldn't be running around with that guy because of his, skin tone." And Frank Sinatra was like, "Forget you. I'm gonna do what I do because he's my friend."
Interesting.
So it could be a similar scenario where maybe Takeoff was, I don't know, maybe likened to a
I
type of guy.
I think because Drake is he got found by J. Jr. Prince Jr., who's Rap A Lot Records.
Okay.
The Rap A Lot Records, I think. No, they're mob ties. I don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is that he's associated with J. Prince from Texas. And then Takeoff apparently got killed in the presence of J. Prince Jr., the son, and his group of people playing a dice game. So there's a lot of speculation still going on with that thing. So all we can do is speculate, man. I'm not an investigator. I'm not about to go investigate.
Right.
So I let them do that.
I'm just curious because like that's very specific. Like what Drake said there is very specific. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That's the only reason I was asking, because it's like, I mean, is there like an underlying meaning to that?
Because he knows J. Prince Jr. like close friends. They have close ties. And here's one of his friends. He got killed by one of his friends.
Okay.
You know what? Allegedly. Either way, whoever killed him is he already condemned himself. I forget what movie I saw where, in the message it said if you kill them, it's like killing yourself. Oh yeah, it's the movie Dune. In the movie Dune.
Man, get that out of here, man. Look.
Yeah.
Jay, have you seen the movie?
I have not seen the movie Dune. I plan on watching it.
Watch it.
I started it and I couldn't get past the first 45 minutes.
You see? I said the same thing to Kiko. Like, we gave that movie a chance, like an hour into it.
I like deep thought movies. Like these movies are deep thought provokers, yo.
I like it, but it was too slow though.
It had to be like that because it's about kingdoms.
Yeah, but I mean, at what point? I think the only exciting part of it, before we go on with this video, was like when he was practicing with like whoever, I think it was like his uncle or the general or whatever. I think that was like the only exciting part. The first 45 minutes. That's the only part where I was like, oh, okay, cool. He's got that was like
the opening credits, man. You didn't see the part where the Lord of Oil there's a guy who's like the overlord of oil, like oil productivity, and then the kid's family, they are the product of a spice that's the world the universe needs in order to survive. So that's what it's about, and you need to keep him alive so they can keep the ship running. So, but in the movie,
he's being tested,
Mm-hmm.
every single one of us,
Right.
with anger and all this stuff, see if you can control it. And in one instance, it says if you kill, it's like killing yourself, which is a very deep, true statement in the eyes of God. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I look, I pick up on stuff like that on movies. Like whenever I hear someone say some deep thoughts that correlate to scripture,
Right.
So that's what I was getting at. Especially with the murder of Takeoff, whoever killed him. All I was saying is they pretty much condemned themselves doing these things.
Yeah, I mean,
you're better off snitching too. You're better off snitching too. You're better off snitching too because God will hold you accountable too. You can't protect a murderer.
Yeah.
You protect a murderer, it's like you as a murderer.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to say.
I'll eventually finish watching the movie and give it my full honest review, but dang, that first hour really it was.
You rough. Know what it is? Is you like superhero movies? I mean, it's a superhero movie, but it's a whole different vibe.
No, I typically like these types of movies because of the storyline. It's a good storyline.
Right.
Check this out. I'm playing this game, and the game wants me to shoot this guy who's under this rubble.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Right?
Yep. The game wants you to shoot it?
Yeah.
There you go. Buying programming you. The other games are satanic. I was telling my dad yesterday, everything around me is satanic. All these movies, everything is satanic.
I'm gonna let him live though.
All right, I'm gonna.
The smoke will kill him.
That's true, actually. In real life, that's true. I'm gonna hit the rest of this video because it's short. There's like a few seconds left. And then we'll give our final thoughts on this and then move forward. Okay, yeah. All right. So, I mean, there's more videos out there about the whole funeral thing, but apparently that's how it went down. I don't know, man. I saw a video on TikTok, and I tried to like save it aside for this occasion, but something happened to where the app wasn't letting me like, set it to the side. So maybe another day I'll bring it up. But I saw a video clip of a guy who lived within the vicinity where the cars, like the cop cars and the funeral cars and all that, was riding into the area towards the funeral spot, and he was recording like everything. There was a lot of cars, like you know how like we have a lot of cars like for like funerals with people we know or whatever, like back home or over here you see like a bunch of like cars just like back to back.
Yeah.
In this case, it was like it felt like more than usual. I was like, man, like it's like a lot of cars, more than usual, like funeral stuff. But it was that much to where that's really like all you saw, because that's pretty much all that the guy was able to like record. But yeah, it was interesting. I kind of wish he would have had like a glimpse at the actual funeral presentation, but I don't think I saw that. So Ryan, what's going on, man? What's going on, baby? God bless you. Thanks for being here, man. Every time I see you here, I really do thank God, because I'm like, I know you a faith denier and an alien believer. So every time I see you in here, it's a blessing because I receive you with open arms, and I know one day we're gonna have a conversation openly about the whole alien thing, but with due time, my friend, with due time, or in due time. But it's good to have you here. All right, so any final words as far as like Takeoff's death and the significance of it and where things might go for the Amigos moving forward? Before I like hit up the next tab onto the next topic.
You got well, we're going off of this assuming that everybody knows who Takeoff is, right?
Right.
Yeah, and Quavo and Offset. That group is over with.
What do you mean?
I mean, they haven't put an album out together in years, though.
Yeah, but it can go on with Quavo and Offset. But
they wouldn't be the same.
It's not gonna be the same because they're calling up the same. Juicy
J got music already. So
Juicy J and DJ Paul did it by themselves after their split.
That's true, but I mean, out of everybody at a 3-6 Mafia, you already knew those two had something special.
All right. Fair enough.
They all do, man. I mean, they all do. The voice. Yeah.
Ryan is one of the nicest trolls I've met in my life. All right. He's saying that aliens are his god. All right. Kiko.
Yeah.
Producer Jay, I want you both to do me a huge favor, okay? I'm going to show you a video clip in a second, and then I want you guys to try what's on the video on your phones, okay? Y'all got that?
Say that again?
So I'm going to show you guys a clip right now, all right? And it has some instructions. Okay. All right, after you watch
the phone?
Yeah, after you watch the instructions, I want you to try those instructions on your phone, all right?
All right.
All right. 1 second. Here we go. Pay attention.
Type. It's Animuli and add .com at the end for a funny surprise.
On a messenger?
Doesn't matter. You could type it on a messenger. You could type it messaging me. You know what I'm saying? That what's on the video here. You could type in the WhatsApp. You can type it in whatever. Just type it and then hit send and then hit the link.
So you want me to type that with a .com?
Add.com?
Yeah, like period com. Like if you were writing like a website name, like apple.com, like yeah.
Did I do it right?
I'm about to find out. Nope, you got to take away you put in the arroba at the. Oh. But you were close.
Yeah, it says National Security Agency, Central Security.
Exactly. My friends, please spell what you just spelled to get to that site backwards.
Illuminati?
Exactly. The fact that typing in Illuminati backwards is a shortcut link to the official, this is not fake, this is the official NSA website. And yet, by typing Illuminati backwards, it's the shortcut way of reaching that website is, it's interesting. Just a little bit interesting. Your thoughts?
Yeah, but I'll say because I don't know how a web page is created or designed. Mm-hmm. I know little bits and pieces. I think someone could go in there, right click on a page, and force, that to happen. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it can be a redirect. Like some moron out there could have created that redirects everybody to the NASA webpage, just to get people to think, oh, they're the Illuminati.
Right. And you're right with thinking that as a possibility, which I applaud, because most people wouldn't even have that as a possibility on the list of like, well, maybe there's a reason for it or whatever.
Listen, man, I try to keep one foot on the ground and one foot in space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing the splits right now, dude. You don't even know it.
I'm gonna hit play so the rest of the viewers can see what it looks like, because I actually did this live on my phone earlier and I screen recorded it. But yeah, no, you're right. That could be a possibility that someone did that. But for me, like both ways wouldn't surprise me. Like if someone did, like hack and just kind of like did that for like laughable purposes, that's some funny stuff. But if it's just what I'm saying, a coincidence,
you got to sit and think, man. These hackers nowadays, they're good, man. They'll have you go to your own bank website, and it looks almost identical. And you click the wrong button, and all of a sudden, oops, you can't log in. You just gave the hackers all your information.
Yep.
It's a neat trick, but I don't think I'm sold that. I mean, come on, man.
Type.
The government is. They're not that dumb. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know what I mean? It's just.
But
Kiko, what are your thoughts, man?
I don't trust no government at all.
No, but do you think it's likely and a possibility, like producer Jay is saying, that maybe it was just someone like a hacker who just out of its and giggles wanted to be like funny?
I think there's nothing new in the sun that won't be revealed.
They created a web page. All it does is redirects you to the NASA website. Any one of us could do that.
That's true.
And whoever did it is probably sitting back watching all the conspiracy theorists going, you see, the Illuminati is the NSA.
Right.
The government created a lot of conspiracies, so
that's true.
Yep.
Remember, even Christ's resurrection was a conspiracy unto the Jews.
And it still is to this day.
You do know that's written in there.
Yeah. Hey, it's literally written in there. And all four of the Gospels, or maybe like the last two? The ones that were like for
unfortunately
Jewish?
For me, I believe there's a spirit behind your flesh, and that can't be denied.
Right.
Some girl asked me yesterday. I was talking to this girl yesterday. Well, what's the purpose of life? To serve God. To be honest with you, but we all fail at it.
Yep.
We all fail at it. But the purpose of God is to serve God, or the purpose of life is to serve God. Then what's the purpose of death? To be judged, to see how you walk this earth. Like, I don't understand how people don't understand this. I mean, I understand, but whenever I sit down and talk to people on a one-on-one basis, it blows my mind.
Well, the problem is that people, like producer Jay has said many times before, people are so distracted and overwhelmed with like life that they don't have time, or they don't make time to like really understand all that other stuff.
It's crazy because you could work all your life, so let's just say to become a millionaire.
What's going on, Tanya D?
And then you go play the lotto, do the scratch off, and boom, you're a millionaire. And you're only 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Meanwhile, you're 60 years old still working.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like a hit of a lotto. Even when you date a girl, it's like a lotto. You're playing the lotto. When you search for a job, you're playing the lotto. So everything's like the lotto.
All right. So speaking of lottos, I'm gonna bring up something that I know I'm gonna say in advance. Okay, I know probably you guys can't talk about it too much for specific reasons, but I won't talk about it for too long. I'll just bring it up for a few seconds, just for the sake of me getting some information out, and then we'll come back to it together as a whole, as a team, and talk about it together more in depth. All right. So last night, my parents, my sister, and I went to go see this movie, and it did not disappoint. It was really good. I would honestly say that if it wasn't for the final like minutes of it, where it felt like it was like a little like rushed or whatever. Aside from that, the entire movie, I mean, the acting from the mom, you know, like the queen or whatever, I forget her name, but she's like a really like one of the best female like black actress like of all time for me. And then of course the acting of like the one in the center here, they did a great job. And even the main character, this one over here, this one, who is supposed to be T'Challa's like sister in the movie. She did a great job too. But I think the mom, like the queen, I think she deserves like an Oscar for her role in this movie because she did fantastic work. What I want to say real quick about this movie before we move forward with like the more important stuff is yo, what's going on? Average Bandicam, what's going on? Blessings. Listen, man. There is so much what's the word? Pagan worship that goes on in these movies. And I kind of like knew in advance like some of the things that were gonna be brought up. But even when they brought it up, meaning like, you know, certain pagan traditions or like pagan gods and stuff like that, even when they brought them up, knowing in advance, it still shocked me the fact that, you know, for some time now, these movies and these TV shows, they put this stuff, this pagan stuff in our face so blatantly, so openly, and so, you know, nonchalantly, to where it's like, it really baffles you. You know, if you're like a believer in Christ and a believer of the faith, it really baffles you to kind of like see just how conditioned everyone has become to that type of like topic. Because if you would have showed a movie like this back in like, let's say like 1970s or like early 1980s, you know what I'm saying? You would have had like a little bit of an uproar, you know, of like certain families and like parents. Oh, what is this? Like we're going home. You know, you're not watching this because that's, you know, like a pagan demon deity or whatever, right? Nowadays it's like, oh, hey, look, there's a pagan deity called this and this. Cool. You know, there's no you know what I'm saying? There's no fear of like, man, what if, you know what I'm saying, something happens to us or me just by allowing ourselves to like be put in front of the screen for this amount of time watching this pagan deity. There's no fear of any of that.
Just downloading data.
Mm-hmm. So that's all I'll say is there's a lot of paganism in the movie.
Well, I just told you earlier, man, a lot of movies are like satanic nowadays.
Yeah.
You don't see all the satanic images?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. It just came through Halloween. But it's all your own.
But yeah, no. I mean, I recommend it as far as like for people like us that like to like dissect movies and stuff like that. It's a good watch if you're gonna watch it with those eyes. And even if you want to like enjoy yourself and entertain yourself, it's also good for that too. But yeah, no, they did an amazing job with the storyline. I just feel like it was a little rushed towards the end. And there was a few surprises here and there that I'm pretty sure you guys will be like, oh, you know, that's gonna probably fit into like the next phase or whatever. So it's a good watch. It's a good watch.
They're making a part 3.
I don't know if they're making a part 3. However, I do know for a fact that something that happens towards the end is a huge sign that parts of that collective of people, of like Wakandans and all that, are going to be part of like a major, bigger plot moving forward. You know how like in the first phases of MCU, it was a build up to Infinity War, right?
Yeah.
So I'm seeing like this movie is just giving you like a glimpse of like them actually being a part of, along with the other people in the movie, being part of that major, next phase or build up to the next big villain or whatever, in the upcoming movies. But yeah, man, I can't wait to see how they're gonna pull it off and fit them in. But it's gonna be nice.
You watched all the superhero movies?
I can't say all of them because I feel like I haven't seen maybe less than a handful. But I watched most of them just because of the buildup. You know, the same reason I watched all the movies for the buildup of Infinity War and Endgame is basically the same reason why I'm watching the ones that are coming out now, for the same buildup to the next big event in movies.
What's the worst superhero movie you've seen?
The worst one?
Yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Nah.
Really?
I'd say.
Didn't Galactus come out in that movie?
Nope.
I'd say the worst superhero movie I've seen.
Captain Marvel was doo-doo. All right.
No, I agree with
that. You know
that,
what doo-doo?
There's a bigger one.
Okay.
No.
I didn't know we was going that far back.
I'm gonna go further back than Kiko. And I'm gonna say Steel with Shaquille O'Neal. Steel.
Oh man, don't do him like that, man. Don't do him like that. Shaquille might walk up to you and pay your rent, man.
He said, I'm getting this hammer ready. It's hammer time.
Man, I couldn't tell you. I don't know, man. I don't know.
You know, I'll give it a kick on that one. That Fantastic Four movie with
they messed it up.
Yeah.
Was doo.
Yeah.
They messed it up.
It was like P.U. So thanks. Oh, I know what it is. It's that movie.
I got a question. Which movie did the Vision come out in?
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, yeah.
Okay, so you know what? I ain't never seen that movie.
No.
I think I need to go watch that one.
Come on, man. What are you doing?
I must have been doing something.
Man, go watch the movie and then come back.
For me to have not seen this movie, I was watching a trailer of it, and I like the part when he was fighting himself.
It's one of the better movies, to be honest with you. It's out of that whole phase, it's one of the best movies.
Age of Ultron is a movie that grows on you. Yep. So in the beginning, it was an okay movie, but the more and more you watch it, the better it actually is.
Yep.
I like the part where he was fighting himself, and he was like, "No, but I am Vision," and then he downloads his information, and then he goes, "I am Vision," and then he flies into space.
Yeah.
You're talking about the Wanda.
The WandaVision?
WandaVision, yeah.
What do you mean?
It's two separate things.
Yeah, that's the WandaVision. That's actually like a little mini series.
Really? So that's not even a movie.
That's not a movie, no.
Oh man, that was a powerful scene.
But there is a similar scene in Age of Ultron where the AI that Tony had built to be Ultron or whatever is fighting with the AI that ends up becoming Vision, but is initially, I think, Jarvis. Yeah. You know? So there's like a fight right there too. Like, oh, you know, like what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm just, you know, downloading the information, blah blah blah. And so there's like an interaction between the two AIs, the two artificial intelligence powers. It was just going back and forth at it until then, boom, Vision is born. But yeah, that's a great movie to watch regardless. All right, so now that we got those things out the way, I believe both of you or just Jay has some music that he wants to be reviewed.
Oh man, I found this song today. I'm just gonna play. I'm not even gonna set it up for y'all.
Hold up a second. You gotta give us the name, how you found it, what's going on here.
I found it just going down the rabbit hole of YouTube. It just popped up on my feed. I pressed play. I think it's a new song. Like it just came out like today, yesterday, or a couple days ago. Let me double check. When did they release this song? 20 hours ago.
Oh wow, that's it's still fresh.
20 hours ago. And it is fire.
So you gonna tell us the group's name or group name?
The song, the name of the song is called Bamboozled.
Oh, I already know who this is. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. I haven't heard it, but I've seen the notification for it. Yeah.
All right, Bamboozled. And on the side of it, it says Revelation 2:9. Right? And the artist's name is Bizzle. He's from the group called God Over Money. So
we love Bizzle here.
Yeah. Like to hear it? Here we go.
Got over money, yeah. I just been sitting back, watching, taking in information, not jumping to conclusions.
If you got your headphones on, turn it up all the way.
Turn my headphones up. Turn them up.
Like to sit back and wait for the dots to connect.
Pause.
Feel me? It sucks watching people sleep. I understand that.
Is that the crown of thorns, or is that like a barbed wire? I can't tell.
That is a crown of thorns, sir.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Why the higher ups call people sheep. They go where you send them. Of all the things that just sit back and wait for the dots to connect. Feel me? It sucks watching people sleep. I understand now why the higher ups call people sheep. They go where you send them. Of all the things that should offend them, they only focus on what you tell them should upset them. I remember this music exec told me the people are sheep, most of them stupid as heck. Focus on you, get a check. But I refuse to mislead people or view them as less, just to be mocked by the same people I choose to protect. It's like I'm back in the day, going against massa and getting attacked by the slaves, taking my lashes while they laughing away, cause they don't know that I was trying to free them. They played a clip for them, told them I was trying to leave them. I found out they putting poison in what they feed us to kill us slow from the inside and make us weaker. They said he's trying to steal your food, he wants your children to starve. Then showed a picture of me burning all the shit we've been eating.
Ooh, we lost somebody.
Oh no! Really? How? How does it even happen? I seen it. Oh man, what the heck? And it was getting spicy too. I mean, it was spicy from the get-go, but I'm actually glad you brought this one up because I wanted to check it out, but I'm like, no, maybe I'll leave that for like another day or whatever. So the fact that you brought it up tonight, it was like perfect timing.
I'm gonna play it back just a little bit.
That's fine.
Are you catching what he's saying?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Pretty much, it's kind of like speaking up against like cancel culture and what do you call it? Freedom of speech and in combination with trying to wake people up, but not really being able to.
Here we go again. See if we can get them in here.
Why the higher ups call people sheep. They go where you send them. Of all the things that should offend them, they only focus on what you tell them should upset them. I remember this music exec told me the people are sheep, most of them stupid as heck. Focus on you, get a check. But I refuse to mislead people, if view them as less, just to be mocked by the same people I choose to protect. It's like I'm back in the day, going against massa and getting attacked by the slaves, taking my lashes. Why?
See that? See that goes so hard because it's like, yo, like when you read the Bible, right? And you start, you know, understanding what's being told in it. You understand that, hey, other Christians that believe are just trying to help, but society in itself is like making us out to be like the bad guys. You know what I mean? So this is a young rap artist, right? Who is trying to wake people up from the stupidity, you know, that the young youth is doing.
But
he's being attacked for it.
Because why, Producer Jay?
I don't know why.
What I would say is that this generation, right, that's rising up now, is pretty much the result of like that end times generation that just really, really wants to like really deeply like rebel. Yeah. So any moment that you kind of like try to point them towards Christ or the Word of God or the gospel or faith, they take it as like an offense because you're not really allowing them to explore their freedom fully and completely. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anytime they hear any of those keywords, they're like, whoa, like, you know, do you or whatever, but yeah, like I'm good. I'm gonna pretty much like find my way and just kind of like deep dive into my indulgence and sin and do what I want. But yeah, like that's, you know what I'm saying? Like get that out of here. That's offensive to me. That's like the mindset that this generation that's coming up like has, you know? And that's partially due to the parent, and no offense to the, you know what I'm saying, to the parents who aren't doing this to them, but the parents that just kind of be like, oh, you know, I had so many restrictions, you know, like growing up or whatever, but yeah, like you do what you want. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know a few that were rebellious already because of their upbringing. So now they're raising their kids into like just doing whatever they want, literally.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know if he's gonna make it back in. Here we go. Let's see if he loads in.
I have a comment here by Anthony L saying, did you see the video of the transgender speak in tongues? I think I saw like a glimpse of it. I don't think I've seen it in its entirety, but I know I was scrolling through TikTok or something like that. I've seen part of it. So if we have time before we end the stream tonight, we'll try to get to it and watch it on the stream. But thanks for bringing that up. Kiko, are you there?
If you're there, turn your green screen off. That's probably what's slowing you down. I'm gonna take it back.
Most of them stupid as heck. Focus on you, get a check. But I refuse to mislead people, if view them as less, just to be mocked by the same people I choose to protect. It's like I'm back in the day, going against massa and getting attacked by the slaves, taking my lashes while they laughing away, cause they don't know that I was trying to free them. They played a clip for them, told them I was trying to leave them. I found out they putting poison in what they feed us, to kill us slow from the inside and make us weaker. They said he's trying to steal your food, he wants your children to starve. They showed a picture of me burning all the shit we've been eating, cause when the truth make them shook at me, they drum up a case. If they could change how you look at me, you'll laugh while they whooping me in front of your face. The right narrative can bury who they want to erase. Remember Lauryn Hill spoke up? Crazy. Chappelle didn't want to wear a dress when he left. He was crazy. Ye was in the bed with dead celebrities calling himself Jesus. But when he met Jesus, crazy. Trump was their buddy. They all got money. Before he ran for president, these same folks loved him. I wonder what changed though. Is it cause he racist or wouldn't light the White House up like a rainbow? You don't find it funny that the same Grammys and Oscars we call racist claim to hate him because of that? A whole industry that promotes evil consistently. Now they hate evil and shame people who disagree. Some of that he bring on himself, and so do Ye though. You can't meet with him, agree with him, or say his name no, but call you a coon, Uncle Tom, and say you ain't black. You wonder why Joe Biden feel comfortable enough to say that? Isn't that the same way you used to manipulate cats, calling you homophobic when you don't agree with they plans? Black folks running the same plays the gays ran, cause black lives didn't matter till we shook they hand. Then it was first gay NFL player black, then it was first gay NBA player black. Then they had a wedding at the Grammys presented by him and a black rapper, and guess who officiated that? A black woman. They used our oppression as a tool for protection and sympathy as a weapon, just like you. I see the dots start connecting as these fake Jews call Ye anti-Semitic. History of oppression, you can't disagree with them. Sympathy is a weapon. If you do, you mistreating them. They rip the black billionaire in front of your face to say no matter how rich you get, stay in your place, nigga. Promote sex, drugs, murder on the daily. You can kill babies. You can say a man got pregnant by a lady. The things that you can't say don't make you question why what you can say is gravy. I'm a killer nigga. I'm a killer Jew. One of those are wrong. One of those are cool. One of those will get a rich black man canceled. The other one will put a new Grammy on his mantle. But what do I know? I'm just a Christian rapper. Black entrepreneur. Black father active. Black husband rapping like he care about a black life. Black philanthropist, water to Africa and the Flint. Black man of God with a catalog. Your children can rap along with in the car with you. And it's hard. And I ain't saying this so y'all support me. I'm just trying to show you what y'all been calling corny. People remember the narrative is imperative. What other reason would Jews flip on Jesus and choose Barabbas? We still choosing the killers over the healers, huh? We still follow whatever leaders they give us, huh? Look at the ones with the most influence. They won't go against the grain. They paid to make the grain look doper to us. I digress, y'all. I just be over here corny watching all the cool rappers put a dress on. I just want you to take a look at the industry. Hollywood and music, look at the symmetry. Look at what they push, look at what they claim to be about. Look how anybody in disagreement can read it out. Think about what you and them agree about. Abortion is same sex, and one result they both bring about death. But God is life, so the plan is murder your seed to make sure it don't get planted. Y'all remember God made a promise to Abraham to multiply his seed. Now look at Satan's plan. He got us brainwashed so bad, we march for the right to do it to ourselves. Look, ma, no hands. But you don't think the devil real, so you can't see it. So you never understand why they hate Jesus. Just beware of wickedness in high places, claiming they Jews, but they the synagogue of Satan. I was on the plane the other day, and I'm watching this movie called Ocean's 8. And these ladies, they were pulling off this bank heist. And halfway through the movie, I realized I'm rooting for the bank robbers. They're the bad guys, but that's whose side I'm on in this thing. I want them to get away. And I asked myself, how is the Christian going for the bad guy in the movie? And I know you'd be like, oh, but it's just a movie. I've never watched the episode of SVU and was hoping that the pedophile got off. So what's the difference? Why is it when I watch Bad Boys, I'm going for the cops? When I watch Takers, I'm going for the robbers? Then it hit me. The director is able to present this thing in such a way that he can control which side I fall on. So my question to you is, if this director can do this with his finite brain, how much more do you think Satan is able to do? If he controls the people who control the narrative. Y'all better get in that word. CNN might say one thing, Fox might say another thing, but the word of God remains the same. Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you. You missed all that, Kiko. I don't know what happened to you.
If I had more thumbs, I'd give it more thumbs, but that was that is something I would blast.
Yeah.
On any car ride.
That was just straight bars.
Literally, that was. I didn't care for a hook. The bars were done for me. I was like, good. Sometimes that's all you need.
But I mean, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything he spit in there was all facts. So, I don't know. That Barabbas line though was nasty,
but necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like I listen to, and here's the thing. Before I say anything, I want to say this like really, really clear. The majority, okay, the majority. Let's just say, just to be fair, a really good amount of Christian artists and Christian rappers are just as good as he is, if not better. You know what I'm saying? And yet people have the nerve to not give people like him a chance. You know what I'm saying? To like give it a listen to, just to give it a chance and see, you know, just to see, just to, you know, give them an opportunity. And I'm like, when it comes to bars and straight up like punchlines and straight up just like double, triple speak,
Delivery.
Christian rap artists are just on top, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, right now, he came with straight heat.
Yeah.
Straight fire bars. Kiko, I don't know how much of that you heard. I mean, it's a 5-minute song. I'd gladly play it again.
And I wouldn't mind you playing it again. So let's wait on him, see what he says. But the audacity of people who usually listen to like secular mainstream music, you know what I'm saying, that they don't talk about anything. There's no substance to most of their songs.
Yeah.
When you tell them, hey, check this song out real quick, the dude is like speaking like straight up facts. 9 times out of 10, if they ask you like, who is it, and you say so and so, and they say, oh, who that is, or say, oh, is he like, you know, like a Christian artist, and you're like, yeah, they're like, oh no, you know, they'll either turn it down for the most part, or they'll be very hesitant to give these people a chance. And then, even more sad than any of this is, check this out, they'll give them a chance, and they'll agree with what's being said in the song, and they'll be captivated, right? And be like, man, they'll be convicted, right? But then they'll be like, yeah, but this other music is trending though. This other artist is trending though, you know? So-and-so just came out with a new single, you know? So it's like they keep themselves trapped in the same garbage over and over. Yeah. And they don't allow these types of songs and these type of artists to become the influence in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Because they have the other people as an influence.
Yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing when you've got artists like this who not only have the bars and the punchlines and the delivery and can compete with any secular artist out there bar for bar, and they don't even give them the chance. And it's not that they're not giving them a chance. Is that the funding isn't there to put them in front of the people so that they can hear them, you know?
Yep. That only happens with like a collective.
I don't know how many times I got to tell him, you still got the green screen setting on. You've got to turn it off. That will help your thing run a lot smoother.
He says no.
You do, because I can see your thing in the background keeps trying to pop out.
Yeah, that's true. What?
You know,
I hear you.
Listen, you said the green screen. I don't think it had nothing to do with it because everything was spinning when I had it off. I had to get off the computer.
You never had it off. The green screen is still, even right now, trying to pop back on and show the gold in the background.
That's up. Then that's as low as it goes. Then.
No. There's a setting, and you've got to physically turn it off.
Yeah, I have it all the way to the left.
That's not turning it off. That's you turning it down. That's like turning the volume down. It's still trying to run in the background.
Like that?
I don't know. There should be a setting in your video setting
I did. I put it all the way to the left, all the way to the,
No,
to the far left.
you gotta click the off button.
Yeah, I have it off right now. I said back screen none.
So if I go to settings and I go to camera, where it says virtual background,
Yeah, I have it on none.
you have it on none. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
So
Did y'all hear the
speaking-
song?
We heard it.
Did
You
you-
want to hear it again? Because I'll play it again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
man,
seriously.
I didn't get to hear nothing.
All
I
right,
was going crazy.
let's take it back.
What y'all talking about anyway?
It sucks watching people sleep.
We were talking about how artists like this who have punchline delivery, dope music, don't get put out in front of the world to hear, because he's bringing positivity into the world. So basically, we were just talking about that. But
You
here,
ever blame the public too?
the public
Yeah.
does have something to do with it.
No, they do. They do got a problem.
They
problem.
They have
Well,
a problem.
the public is cheering. What are you talking about?
No, the problem is the people with the money are pushing that on the people.
That's true, but the public should be smart enough to be like, nah.
You would think, but I mean, you can look at the dropout rates.
I guess what I'm saying.
And
That's
you
why I
can-
say.
and you can look at the education system that we have. You know,
That's why I said the public's to blame too.
they want to
They
teach you
do
about
themselves.
they want to teach you about algebra and trigonometry and all this other crap. When was the last time you used that?
Mhm.
They don't teach you how to be a free thinker.
Mhm.
They don't want no free thinkers, man. They want slaves.
Feel me? It sucks watching people sleep. I understand now why the higher ups call people sheep. They go where you send them. Of all the things that should offend them, they only focus on what you tell them should upset them. I remember this music exec told me the people are sheep. Most of them stupid as heck. Focus on you, get a check. But I refuse to mislead people or view them as less. Just to be mocked by the same people I choose to protect. It's like I'm back in the day.
That's the same thing. That's the same thing that we always say. Is I mean, it's nothing for someone to get on a song on a beat and just talk out their ass.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the easiest thing possible. But actually putting thought to pen and making sure a message is viewed in a positive light, that's difficult to do.
Well, what happens is the secular artist takes negative ideas and puts them out there. This guy has positive ideas and he's putting it out there. So even like right now, as I speak, you're thinking words, whether it's your own or my words coming out of my mouth right now. So when someone does something like that, they're capable of shifting perception in the real world. That's if, somebody decided to push them up to the front, just like they do, the Migos and all the other rappers.
But that won't happen because the funding's not there for that.
Told me the people are sheep, most of them stupid as heck. Focus on you, get a check. But I refuse to mislead people or view them as less. Just to be mocked by the same people I choose to protect. It's like I'm back in the day, going against massa and getting attacked by the slaves. Taking my lashes while they laughing away, cause they don't know that I was trying to free them. They play.
I mean, if you peeping this metaphor, he's basically talking all about Kanye right now.
Yeah, I was just thinking about
check,
Kanye,
but I
thinking about
refuse to
how he's doing
mislead
a better
people
job.
of you.
Yeah.
Them is less, just to be mocked by the same people I choose to protect. It's like I'm back in the day, going against massa and getting attacked by the slaves. Taking my lashes while they laughing away, cause they don't know that I was trying to free them. They played a clip for them, told them I was trying to leave them. I found out they putting poison in what they feed us. They kill us slow from the inside and make us weaker. They said he's trying to steal your food, he wants your children to starve. They showed a picture of me burning all the shit we've been eating. Cause when the truth make them shook of me, they drum up a case. If they could change how you look at me, you'll laugh while they whooping me in front of your face. The right narrative can bury who they want to erase. Remember Lauryn Hill spoke up? Crazy. Chappelle didn't want to wear a dress when he left. He was crazy. Ye was in the bed with dead celebrities calling himself Jesus. But when he met Jesus, crazy. Trump was they buddy. They all got money. Before he ran for president, these same folks loved him. I wonder what changed though. Is it cause he racist or wouldn't light the White House up like a rainbow? You don't find it funny funny that the same Grammys and Oscars we call racist claim to hate him because of that? A whole industry that promotes evil consistently. Now they hate evil and shame people who disagree. Some of that he bring on himself, and so do Yato. You can't meet with him, agree with him, or say his name, no. But call you a coon, Uncle Tom, and say you ain't black. You wonder why Joe Biden feel comfortable enough to say that? Isn't that the same way you used to manipulate cats, calling you homophobic when you don't agree with they plans? Black folks running the same plays the gays ran, cause black lives didn't matter till we shook they hand. Then it was first gay NFL player black, then it was first gay NBA player black. Then they had a wedding at the Grammys presented by him and a black rapper, and guess who officiated that? A black woman. They used our oppression as a tool for protection and sympathy as a weapon, just like you. I see the dots start connecting as these fake Jews call Ye anti-Semitic. History of oppression, you can't disagree with them. Sympathy is a weapon. If you do, you mistreating them. They rip the black billionaire in front of your face to say no matter how rich you get, stay in your place, nigga. Promote sex, drugs, murder on the daily. You can kill babies. You can say a man got pregnant by a lady. The things that you can't say don't make you question why. What you can say is gravy. I'm a killer nigga. I'm a killer Jew. One of those are wrong. One of those are cool. One of those will get a rich black man canceled. The other one will put a new Grammy on his mantle. But what do I know? I'm just a Christian rapper, black entrepreneur, black father active, black husband rapping like he care about a black life, black philanthropist, water to Africa and the Flint, black man of God with a catalog your children can rap along with in the car with you, and it's hard. And I ain't saying this so y'all support me. I'm just trying to show you what y'all been calling corny. People remember the narrative is imperative. What other reason would Jews flip on Jesus and choose Barabbas? We still choosing the killers over the healers, huh? We still follow whatever leaders they give us, huh? Look at the ones with the most influence. They won't go against the grain. They paid to make the grain look doper to us. I digress, y'all. I just be over here corny watching all the cool rappers put a dress on. I just want you to take a look at the industry. Hollywood and music. Look at the symmetry. Look at what they push. Look at what they claim to be about. Look how anybody in disagreement get weeded out. Think about what you and them agree about. Abortion is same sex, and one result they both bring about death. But God is life, so the plan is murder your seed to make sure it don't get planted. Y'all remember God made a promise to Abraham to multiply his seed. Now look at Satan's plan. He got us brainwashed so bad, we march for the right to do it to ourselves. Look, ma, no hands. But you don't think the devil real, so you can't see it. So you never understand why they hate Jesus. Just beware of wickedness in high places, claiming they Jews, but they the synagogue of Satan. This.
The synagogue of Satan.
Oh, he smashed that.
You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
I can put that on repeat.
Kiko, what do you think about that song?
It was good for what it is. The message.
Oh, he said it was good for what it is. Oh,
yeah,
man. Yo.
I just don't, you know. You gotta,
go watch the movie and come back.
Listen, he did a great job. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna be like my, my brother bumping it every single day.
Here's the thing, though. See, because I'm one of those people that like lyrics. I like lyricism, and he came with straight bars on it. You're one of those guys. You like lyrics, but mostly you like if the lyrics got a good beat going to it. And this beat was
basic.
Mm-hmm.
Was specifically chosen so that the lyrics were in front, so that people can hear what he was saying.
Yeah, that's and that's why I said, okay, everything he's saying, I agree with. I don't have nothing against what he's saying, but I don't need. Like, I guess you're preaching to the choir with me with that stuff.
Okay,
but you know what I'm saying?
doesn't the choir need reminders from time to time?
Yeah, that's fine. But my thing is, it's good what it is, but I ain't bumping it every single day in my life. I'm not driving. I'm not going to work listening to that to feel excited about. I just got to be up 10 hours working. Like, I guess it's all the mood. I don't know. I'm not saying it's not.
Listen,
I ain't bumping it again.
That song is uplifting. Let me catch this part right here. Let me see if you heard this part.
Flint, black man of God with a catalog. Your children can rap along with in the car with you, and it's hard. And I ain't saying this so y'all support me. I'm just trying to show you what y'all been calling corny. People remember the narrative is imperative. What other reason would Jews flip on Jesus and choose Barabbas?
Because in the narrative, that's nasty.
Jews flip on
I
Jesus
get
and
it.
choose Barabbas.
You know, but
What other reason?
It's the beat. It's the
What
beat.
other reason would Jews flip and choose Barabbas? Who was that? The murderer on the cross?
No, that was the murderer that
You're
got
talking
released.
about Barabbas.
The one who got released in place of Jesus.
Yeah, that was the murderer.
Yeah, Barabbas.
Mhm.
Barabbas.
Right?
When they gave the people to choose between letting go Jesus or letting go Barabbas,
Why?
people said, "Oh, let go of Barabbas and crucify Jesus."
Why though? Because of the narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, he
That's
was
correct.
the Jews back then, like strong, conquering dudes.
Yeah, and the
That's
narrative was
And
the
Barabbas
narrative-
was like Barabbas was like that.
I mean, that's a
was
small
an
part of
activist.
it.
He was a
Yeah.
murderer.
Yeah, and also the people looked at Jesus as someone blasphemous. You know, they believe the narrative that
The narrative.
Jesus. Yeah,
But what was the narrative during that time?
that he was
Poor
a
man was going
blasphemous
around.
person. Yeah,
Why was he blasphemous?
because they didn't receive him for who he was and who he said he was. Because once he said he's, you know what I'm saying, the Son of God,
Who did he say he was?
the Messiah, you know, everything he said, basically everything that he was.
Okay.
And yet the people, even with all the miracles and signs and wonders and all the things that he did, because they did not see that conquering representation that they wanted to see, and they saw someone who was preaching about love and mercy and giving the other cheek, they were like, he can't be the one.
But is that
You know what
not?
I'm saying?
That's not true, because if you read the letters, the Roman letters, that they feared that he was creating an army,
Right.
Yeah.
The Romans believe that, yes.
right?
hmm But
But
the
the-
Jews,
The
they were just
Sanhedrin.
like, he's not. The Jews were just like, nah, he's not the one. That he's
The thing is that the
It wasn't-
Sanhedrins are political.
right.
You know, like Ben Shapiro, he knows politics a
Mhm.
lot,
Yeah.
but he also he thinks that Jesus is a myth because he believes. I think he's a Torah believing Jew.
Well, I
But
mean,
the Sanhedrin had strict laws. The Pharisees and them, they had strict laws, which was the reason when they saw Jesus doing what he was doing, they felt threatened by him. So they plotted to kill him.
But Jay, what were you gonna say, Jay? You were gonna say something.
well, I'm just saying, you know, the I don't know, I lost my train of thought there, but the Pharisees mainly were the ones that persecuted Jesus because they feared that he was going to take away the power that they had over the Jewish people.
That's
Pretty much.
the narrative that the Romans believed, because the Romans actually, for the most part, they saw Jesus for what he really was, because
Yeah.
they saw the influence that he had on a great majority of the Jews. So when they saw that what he was capable of, and they saw the crowds that were gathering because of him, they were legit like scared and be like, yo, you know, keep your eyes on this dude, because we've seen like hundreds upon hundreds and sometimes thousands upon thousands of people following this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just talking. And
Well, yeah, because if I mean, think about it. If you couldn't be blessed by somebody in the church unless you came to them and gave them every single penny that you have, Cleflo,
right.
you know,
What
like,
about Copeland?
yeah, I mean, it's the same thing as the Pharisees. They were
Mhm.
probably looking out for their best interests.
Man, the Sanhedrins are not good people.
But the funny part about all this is that the people that were scared of Jesus for close to the right reasons, still, even within, you know what I'm saying, the circumstances, still, they gave the option to the people, the Jewish people, and said, who do you want us to let go? The killer and murderer Barabbas, or the crazy person apparently Jesus?
Well, the guy claiming to be God, walking around healing the sick, making the blind see, and making the lame walk. Who do you want me to kill? Yo, that to me is like mind-boggling.
Well, that's how he'll show you how satanic this world is.
And the same thing is happening today. You know what I'm saying? The same thing is happening today. If I go somewhere and say, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. I promise I won't take too long. I just want to share the gospel with you.
I ain't got time for that, man.
Yep. I was like, oh, you. I thought I got rid of you last time.
I know who Jesus is.
Right? Oh man, and that's actually what you just said by saying I know who Jesus is what people in Jesus' day would say, oh, we know who God is. You know what I'm saying? They would say the same exact thing in different words, but they thought they knew God, but they only knew God from words that were spoken to them and read by them, but they never seen God in front of them until Jesus came along. And even then, they did not receive him. It's crazy, man. And the same thing's happening nowadays. Oh, it's like a cycle. You know how they say history repeats itself? It's literally repeating itself right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Consider yourself lucky that you know the knowledge and wisdom.
You know, it is said that normally the fall of an empire can normally be predicted when the oh man, what's the words I'm looking for?
When they're making dumb laws?
No, it has something to do when sexual immorality becomes prevalent. Yeah. Man, I mean, if you sit and think about it, I mean, this is where we're at. Like when people's identification is what they prefer to do in the bedroom, something's going on.
As if they're good in the bed.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, world, I want to identify as
a rabbit.
As a, you know, I do this in the bedroom. That's me. And I like
to wear sandals.
And I want the whole world to know about it. Why?
I know, right? Like we supposed to know everything about.
Not just that, man, but like, and then to do all these parades, and they want everybody to cheer. Yay! I know what you're doing. Good job, man. Good job. Come on, man.
Oh, how about the certain persons or people that like to dress up as, you know what I'm saying?
Hey man.
Listen, I'm just saying, like, for me, it's just like lower level brain thinking.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah, I mean, lower mindset, lower intellectual way of comprehension of the world and how things are supposed to be in civilization. You know,
it's how I feel on the inside.
Man, I don't know how people allow themselves to be deceived.
I don't know, man. It's disheartening that people feel like they need to wear their sexual orientation on their sleeve and out in the open. Like, I don't go around talking about how I'm straight to everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, straight people don't have a parade.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got a parade for what I like to do. Shit, I want to go marching in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Dancing around, and I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Where's my representation?
Right. Hold on. So wait, while Kiko gives his thoughts on that too, I'm gonna pull up 2 tabs, and if you guys have another song y'all want to like check out real quick, we can do that too. But Yeah, I want to just share something really fast while you guys talk about that.
But I'm just messing around, man. I'm not being serious,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I mean, it's just weird to me. Like I can't comprehend how that like when I see people like this, that's what they want me to know them for. You know, it's mind boggling.
Mm-mm. See, and the thing is, I'm gonna share one of the tabs right now. The thing is that like again, and I'll say I don't care. I'll say this over and over again. Like I really
Say
don't.
it.
You know, I'm gonna feel free to sound like a broken record tonight. I'm not gonna apologize for it, but we're the bad guys. We're the bad guys.
Oh, well.
The ones talking about love, mercy, forgiveness, you know what I'm saying? And saying, hey, God, you know what I'm saying? The God that I serve, the Jesus Christ that I believe in and that I live for, he receives you as you are, but once he receives you, prepare to be transformed. You know what I'm saying? To something better, someone better, something greater, someone, you know what I'm saying, that is just something a lot more beautiful than you would ever think possible just by allowing him to be part of your life. But I'm bad by saying this. I'm an evil person by saying
You
that.
know, a lot of people think that, you know, when you become Christian or you accept Jesus Christ, that you're automatically like this perfect person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't understand that. No. You're still the same person. You're just trying to walk in the footsteps. You know, you're trying to walk in the same shoes that Jesus walks, which I will say that is impossible to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The road is narrow, and your feet do not fit the shoes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was very, very well put. I'm gonna have to
That's-
put that on a portrait.
But aren't you glad that he took on the punishment?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though. Like, you know, we're called to follow, you know what I'm saying, Christ and Christ's footsteps. But if and when we do fall, and we will fall, you know, we have that sacrifice to lean on if necessary. Now, the key thing here is not to, you know what I'm saying, like fall back on that all the time without trying. Because some people will take advantage of that. I mean, oh, so I guess I can fall every day and just rely on your own grace. Technically, yeah, that's true. But you know what I'm saying? You have to walk. You have to try. You have to like actually follow in Christ's footsteps. You know? And again, if and when you fall, yeah, you can like lean on the grace of God and the blood of Christ and his sacrifice for you. But you know what I'm saying? Don't try to do God dirty, and because he knows your heart. He knows your mind and heart. So but real quick, I want to share this with you
Well,
guys.
did y'all see that video of people being unbaptized?
Yep, I seen that video.
Did y'all see that?
Unbaptized.
Mm-hmm. It's a satanic ritual.
Yeah. Ooh, it has to be a joke.
Oh no, it's real.
They trolling. They trolling.
Hey, but before we get to that, because we might be able to pull that up real quick before we leave. But before we do, and I'm glad Kiko brought that up because it is an interesting topic to brush through. But I just want to like say huge congratulations to Alex Zurdo, and I don't know the other people too well, but this guy over here, Alex Zurdo, he's got to be one of the greatest Christian rap pioneers back home on the island, who has gone international for the last, I want to say 2 years now, maybe a little more. But to have the advertisement for his tour and all that in Times Square, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty big achievement. And not only that, but he's doing really, really, really big things as far as like tours and going, just all over the world. And that's, just a huge congratulations to him on that. One last thing. Let me see if I find it real quick. Man. I think I lost the tab, but I was looking for the tab. I don't know if you can help me look for it, Jay. The transgender speaking in tongues. Let's see if I can get. Someone to- Hey man. Hey man, say man, what the hell you just talking about? don't be messing around with that. That ain't nothing to play with. Stop talking about my mom, bro. Oh, okay, good. Oh, but if I'm not able to pull it up, the video that is, then we'll leave it for another day.
What video you looking for?
It's that transgender that was speaking in tongues, apparently.
I'm trying to find it right now.
Sure, bud. You know,
And what?
You should put on that Alex Zurdo song, Sin Ti.
Say it again.
You know what I'm talking about? That Alex Zurdo song?
Which one?
I'm going to send it to you. Keep going, because I know you were doing something.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I can't find it right away. Oh yeah. I love that song. Yeah, that's one of his greatest songs of all time. Yeah, I agree. I can't find the video right away, but while Jay keeps looking for it, I will say this. What's going on, Rod? God bless you, man. God bless you. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. We all do, but yeah. I will say that do not be deceived, because the same way that there's heavenly tongues, there's also hellish tongues. So just because someone is speaking in tongues doesn't necessarily mean they're speaking heavenly tongues or godly tongues. You know what I mean? So that's something to look out for. So just want to get that out the way real quick.
Did you find it?
No, I don't even really know what I'm looking for.
It should be, I think there's it's one of those church-ish type of looking videos with two of them, two transgender people, just kind of there. It's a short clip too. Let's see if I can message the person who brought it up earlier, actually. Or we could just leave it for another time, because it's not that.
We can leave it for another time.
Alrighty then.
Yep. All right. So we reviewed that beautiful, powerful song. By the way, was that actually Bizzle, or was that somebody else that Bizzle had singing on the track? Because
no, that was Bizzle.
Okay. Because I don't know why it sounded like someone different for a period of time. But so we heard that song from Bizzle. I will most definitely be putting that in my playlist and add it to my library. We talked shortly about the Wakanda movie. I'm gonna wait for the team members to watch the movie so that we can come another time and talk about it in depth. We talked about the funeral of Takeoff very briefly, but we touched on it. We talked about the death of Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman from the animated series, amongst other topics. So that's a pretty complete show, in my opinion, right there. So for those of you who missed it, I'm going to say rewind it. It's very good. You're not going to want to miss any second of it. It really was extensive for a good reason. So I don't know if Kiko has anything to share before we start wrapping things up.
Yeah, you owe me $2,000 for being here. Appreciate it.
Actually, now you say that, I added something in the banner. All right. So I added the link on the banner. If whoever can and wants to, you don't have to, but if you can and want to support us or the channel, because we do have to pay for StreamYard services to stream on here and all that. So one of the ways that you can help us with that is the link that I put in the banner of going to the store of justdon'tquit.com and helping yourself out by getting ready for winter, getting yourself a hoodie like one of these, and at the same time helping us with the channel and the expenses. So again, you don't have to, but if you can and want to, that's one of the ways you can help us. And there is a Cash App, but I'll share that another time or put it in the link in the description somewhere. But yeah, guys, do you have any final words before we start closing things up officially?
I'm just trying to feel better.
Yeah. I'm going on a boat.
When?
You,
I can't tell you when, man. On the internet, man.
oh.
You know what I'm saying, man?
Wait a second.
Get me caught up.
Yeah. I think I misunderstood. Did you say boat as in like a ship, like on the sea, or vote VOTE?
About to go on a cruise, baby.
Oh, okay. All right, so I did. Okay, yeah.
A much needed getaway.
Did you clear things up at the office before?
I mean, for the most part, yeah.
Oh man, they're gonna be like, man, we just moved this fool up. What he think he doing? What about you, Gigo?
Man, I'm just trying to feel better. I still feel dizzy.
You wouldn't feel dizzy if you had one of these nice hoodies to keep you warm.
It'd be nice if you got me one of those for Christmas, man. I appreciate it ahead advance, you know.
I know, man. I know.
I plan on giving me one for Christmas for myself. I might get one for Donald.
Hey, tell Donald there's an extensive collection that's in orange just for him.
right. Yeah, man. Let me tell you, man. Getting a fever ain't fun.
Oh,
no, man. No, man. It feels like you're dying,
dude. The first 3 nights, it really is 3 nights of torment because
the body aches and pain.
You can't sleep. The body aches. Everything. My brain felt like a balloon. You know.
I don't know what that means, but
my brain, it felt like it was
like pulsing.
Like it felt like a balloon. Like I was out of my brain.
Well, that's not good.
Now I'm gonna tell you, like now as I recover, every time I walk, I feel dizzy.
You might need an inhaler. That's what they gave me.
For what?
Because that's what COVID does to people. You might get this cough that I've had for like 3 months.
Listen, man, I just started coughing today.
Yep.
Damn.
Good.
I feel.
I thought I had escaped the coughing, man.
Good luck. Good luck getting sleep for the next 3 to 4 months.
Dang, man. Come on, man. This is your fault, man.
What?
You gave it to me, didn't you?
I didn't give you that. The Chinese gave it to you.
Hey, man. The Chinese are wonderful people. Let me tell you, man. I work with
the majority of them probably are.
Let me tell you, I worked with a Chinese doctor the other day, and you know how he introduced himself to me? Hey, how you doing? Like he bowed down. I'm like, what are you doing, bow? Hey, how you doing, sir? And then he was like, how's it going? Hey, have a good day, sir. I was like, what? This was crazy, man. It was a unique, funny experience.
Oh man.
Because I ain't never seen anybody like do something like that in front of my face.
You should have done like T'Challa did in the first Black Panther, or in we don't do that here. Or I forgot which movie it is, but he said we don't do that here.
No, man, he was a cool dude, man. Like it's just when you meet somebody up front, you have all these questions. You got all kinds of questions about their country, and it's opposite of what the TV tells you.
Yeah. Unless he's an agent.
Hey.
It is what it is.
Could be, man. You better be careful around them. You know,
Yeah.
put your hand behind your butt.
Listen, man. Listen. You're in the jail.
I'm sorry.
When you go to
That's
jail,
a flagrant foul, sir.
listen, when you go to jail, they check. They're flagrant with you.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? When I went to jail, they told me to check my hair. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, my hands through my hair to see if I was hiding anything in my hair. I don't even have hair. You know? This is weird. The whole process is weird.
All right. Well,
The first day is shocking.
what do you mean? The first day since you started feeling that way?
He's talking about his first.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I went to jail. Long time ago.
Yeah. No, that.
Yep. Oh, by the way, congrats. How you say it? Whoever's a veteran, thank you for your service.
Oh, that's right. I almost forgot, man. Yeah, for
you
all
owe
the
me a
veterans
dinner.
out there.
Of course, you owe me a
Don't you get like a discount? Don't you get like a discount today?
I miss
Yeah.
it, man.
I missed it today, man.
I
I
normally
felt too
go out.
sick.
I normally
I
go
felt
out and get me a free meal, man, but the
I
world
felt too-
distracted me.
I didn't want to go outside.
Jay was like, he walked into what's that place called? The all you can eat buffet, but the American one.
Golden Corral.
Yeah. You walk into Golden Corral, you're like, so young lady, have these coupons that I would like to cash out today.
Did anybody go through any hurricane problems?
Nah.
I had water.
In the house?
Yeah, water in the house.
You know what I don't understand? So,
My
you
house
know the
is
what?
practically brand new. I'm having issues.
Well, check this out.
Mhm.
You know the white gate, the fence,
Yeah.
the white fence that we have.
Yeah.
Well, the gate. Imagine the doors like this, right? And you have the thing that clicks on to locking it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's locked, right?
Mhm.
Tell me how the wind was so strong that it reversed the locking to the other side.
Are you serious?
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So imagine it was locked like this.
Yeah. Now
And
it's like this.
The back part of it
Uh-huh.
became locked to it.
That's weird.
Like some magic trickery. I don't understand how it was possible.
I don't know what medication they got you on.
Nah.
I need some of that right now.
Tylenol and Motrin.
My sciatic nerve is killing me.
You need Motrin then. You need some Motrin.
I think.
I'll tell you what, that's painful.
Sciatic nerve?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yo,
You ever had that pain? Huh,
God
Jay?
God
Sciatic
could
nerve?
God
I've
could
heard
have
of it,
ran
though.
that nerve through a different location. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
All right. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to use this link that Anthony just sent us here. Let's see. I'm gonna have to literally like type it in because I'm not able to like select it, copy and paste. So we're gonna do that because this is the video that I was telling you guys earlier about the transgender talking in tongues or speaking in tongues or whatever. So bear with me. Instagram. Oh, okay, so real Instagram. That's a lot to type, and I can't select it and copy paste it. I don't know if you guys can, but I can't from this side. Man, kind of wish Google would make it a little bit simpler to do this, but no. I mean, it's really StreamYard's fault because they make it so you can't select anything in the text box. But
What are you trying to do?
so there's a link in the live chat that Anthony L just shared with us, which is the video that I mentioned earlier about the transgender speaking in tongues. But since I can't select it with the mouse and copy paste it and open it in a new tab, that I'm trying to like find a quick workaround to it.
I got you.
Do it.
You know, let me ask you a question about talking in tongues.
Go ahead.
Do you think that scripture is talking about somebody talking in a different language, or this heavenly so-called tongue?
So,
or hold on, one more.
Mm-hmm.
Or is the way you talk? Like, for instance, if one day before you met Christ, you were probably talking about comic books or football or baseball, and then you come to know the knowledge of Christ. Now, all of a sudden, you're talking about Christ. You understand what I mean?
I understand what you mean and what you're saying, but when the Bible talks about speaking in tongues, there's a different.
Because I've seen it done in the church.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, and that's what I was going to get at. So each time, it depends on which context it's talking about within the scripture. So anything is possible. There's moments where, you know, God has a person just speaking straight up Chinese, and that person don't even know Chinese at all, right? But God is delivering a message through that person in Chinese. There's moments where God is, you know, sending just an unknown tongue through that person to deliver a message. And there's moments where, you know what I'm saying, there's actual angelic tongues, God allowing through that person to speak in angelic tongues that have an interpretation for a specific message, either for the person or for the people around the person, you know, etc. But all these things are possible, and all these different scenarios have happened to where legit you're just speaking another language, or you're speaking another topic, you know what I'm saying, just out of nowhere, and or you're just speaking in tongues that are unknown to man. All these things are things that have happened, you know, throughout history. But
you about to play the video?
Yep. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, let me see what this goof is doing.
Oh, but make sure the sound is on. I think there's an X on the sound box.
I got you.
No, eso es lo que dice. Eva Senda Lebekaya, Sonda Lebekimansoa, Rabaseke Terebekima, Inda Yene Mensondo Kialei, Nayote Nebakai, Noi Shokia, Nevanto Yosenei.
Te levanto hoy.
No leva Sokuta Nebakanda, Neto Robesoa, Namase, Nekua.
Cuidado que se me cae la peluca, no me hagas.
Oye, que mamanzó, oye, mamanzó. Esto es apostasía. Oye, me veo como Dios te parte en par de pedazos.
Cuidado si me da una galleta que te dé peluco aquí.
Veo como Dios te procesa en algo poderoso.
Desde que le dicen algo que no le conviene.
Ten cuidado, oíste, con Jehová.
Manda a Dios.
Cuidado con meterte con los hijos de Jehová. Veo que anda, le basoa. Dice el Señor que te está cogiendo los hijos de Dios en su boca. ¡Ey, sanay! De menso de Ten cuidado con el Señor. Tú lo estás cogiendo como un relajo, pero te vas a encontrar con el Señor. Te va a encontrar con Jehová, oíste. Tente cuidado. Sanaba Candarebequea. Tente cuidado con el Señor y punto.
Eso es lo que dice.
Eva Senda Lebekaya, Son de Lebekimansoa.
It's repeating. All right.
That shit is dumb.
So like I said earlier, okay, do not be deceived, because one thing for sure, all right.
So I guess.
And
yeah, go ahead. No,
I'm gonna say this real quick to the camera. In no way, shape, or form, if you are not aligned with God, Scripture, faith, Christ, there is no way that God is going to use you as a vessel to speak to his people in the way that this person is trying to speak to his people. for that to happen, you have to have a strong, deep relationship with the Lord. And if you're in the type of sin that this person is in, you know what I'm saying? And this is with all due respect to people who are going through this, but, you know, being in that scenario, that situation of, you know, changing genders and transgender and all that, it's still, you're still fighting through something. And it is a sin that where you're fighting through, all right? If you're even trying to put up a fight. But if you're going through that, then it is a sin that is taking over your life. And if that's your reality, then sadly, I have to tell you that no, there's no way, shape, or form that God will use you as a vessel to send a message to his people in this manner. I know the Bible talks about God using stones if it were necessary to talk to people. But in this case, you know what I'm saying, we're talking about a person who is under demonic influence and is still battling with strong demons in a very deep way. So no, sadly, I have to tell you, you know what I'm saying, in advance, like, no, if you think this is possible and this is of God, then I have to correct you in love and say, no, it's not possible for God to speak through someone going through that type of battle with demons, to have that person as a vessel to talk to those people. But go ahead, Kiko.
This is goofy.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like he sat in church listening to people talk in tongues and then went home and practiced
and mimicked it. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why I can do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, you know, the fact that they're talking to a person like that in their face, all getting in their face and stuff, should let you know enough. People don't know how to control themselves.
They're in love with sin.
You know, that's another thing. Now that you said that. So the other day I'm driving, and of course I'm like, why is this world like this? You know? And it's because of sin.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for sin, we wouldn't be, none of us would be in need of anything. We wouldn't be with want, and the world would be different. But I gotta be honest with you, man. Sinful behavior is why the world is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can't blame nobody but sin. It's very like if it wasn't for sin, we'd be living in paradise.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to think about all the wickedness that's involved in sin.
In sin, yeah. I think sin will all ultimately separate us from God, just because of that. What you just said, it just brings corruption.
Yeah.
And like when I go outside and I say to myself, man, everything's so corrupt. Everything is satanic, you know, and it almost feels like we're meant to, we're meant to suffer because of it. There's no way around it. You know, when I got sick, I said to myself, man, this is terrible. You know, like even death is better than this.
What a horrible world we live in that our bodies got to get sick.
Exactly. And then, you know, it's because of sin. It has to be because of sin. It has nothing to do with anything else. I think if sin wasn't around, we'd be living in harmony, without sickness, without paying rent, you know, and living free like the natural air. The world's messed up, man. This world is very messed up, yo. What are you typing?
A long ass paragraph. Well, you're correct, sir. I mean, and this is nothing new. We've talked about it before, but people like to blame God and say, "Oh, why does God allow this and why does God allow that?" Well, because God has given mankind free will, and mankind has used that free will to just cause chaos in the world. So
that's true. No, anybody who asks that question is they're immature.
Mm-hmm.
They're immature with the mind, and unfortunately, you can't teach how to control the mind.
Nope, and you can't get into people's minds either. You just have to hope that whatever you're saying to them.
I wouldn't say you can't get into. You can get into people's mind. It's got to be repetitive.
But you know what I mean. Because I'm talking about every scenario. Like if you were placed in the middle of the woods or in the middle of the desert, and you're boxed in a glass, how are you getting out?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what Rob Plum just said, he says that I used to think like that back in the day. Speaking of like, oh, why does God allow this and that? We've all for the majority, exactly. I was about to say, like, we all have come across that train of thought.
Yep.
It's just in really accepting the word of God for what it is, and the word of God states like, hey, this is why there's evil on earth, and this is why evil surrounds earth and populates the earth, is because the free will that I have given to man has been misused and what's the word? Abused. So, I mean,
sin leads to corruption, and then from corruption to destruction.
Yep. It's all about thinking about it and then just realizing and confronting the fact and then just moving on. It's all it's really about.
Like, for instance, when people shoot up heroin,
mm-hmm.
they're committing sin, I guess. They're having fun because obviously they're getting high. But then look what the sin does. It corrupts the body,
mm-hmm.
and then shortly after, it destroys the body.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what alcohol and whatever, cigarettes and all that stuff, including smoking blunts with weed. Even gluttony, even eating too much can destroy a person's body.
Yep.
Pretty messed up, yo. This world is very, I'm gonna say it again, very satanic. We live in
but
that's why it says to deny oneself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can go days eating wings. You know what I'm saying? Garlic parm, lemon pepper. You know what I mean? And just go days and days and days just eating chicken wings. It's probably one of my favorite foods. But I know if I eat wings every single day, there's gonna come a day where the wings just don't hit no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't eat pizza every day and not expect one day to be like, yuck, I hate pizza.
Yeah.
But still, man.
There's hope, and that hope is Jesus.
Yeah, in the afterlife. Meanwhile, we gotta suffer a little bit.
Yeah. But
this is a suffering game. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't mind suffering a little bit down here
for eternal life.
Yeah, knowing that afterwards I have not only just eternal life, but eternal life reigning alongside the King of all creation. I mean, just the thought of that.
For the free.
Yeah.
Not like man did and pay rent every 30 days. You gotta pay rent to live. That's what sin did. It put, instead of living freely like God intended, let's attach rent, or you gotta pay a bill or taxes. That's what sin.
You gotta spend 40 of your weekly hours elsewhere, not around your family or your loved ones.
Yeah, that's what sin brought.
And if you're anything like me, you're doing 60, 65.
I'm nothing like you.
I know, right? I live with the minimum, please.
Oh man, I know that sounds terrible, but I'm not saying that like to boast. I'm just saying like, man, like I know because I did that for a bit myself, but right now at the moment, that's I'm proud of you.
Listen,
and
waking up Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, to just have 48 hours of rest to do it all over again, back to back to back. Throughout the year.
No, it's difficult.
It's an insane system.
This is why, like, I got people that that they want to take a PTO day, like on a Monday or on a Tuesday. And I'm like, why are you wasting your days, man? Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go home, sit at home, or I got to think some things to do around the house. You know, I just want a day to relax. I'm like, use your PTO and do something. Don't just take one day, man. Take a week, take 2 weeks.
Yep.
Get away, disappear.
Yep.
And that's what personally I think vacations are.
Yeah, but you know what? 2 weeks ain't good enough, man.
It's not, but it's better than 1 day or two.
Not, but it's better than the 1 day, and you definitely need, you know, that time away. You need to take a vacation. You need to turn it off, because if you're constantly go, you know what you're going to end up being? You're going to end up being a disgruntled employee.
Yeah,
you're not going to be very happy.
Yeah, that's why somewhere in Europe, I think they give people like 3 to 4 months off of work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Back to back before having the back in the
well, they also don't work Sundays either, man, which is a policy America should take.
Honestly, if we continue going down the route that we're going down, I can see 40 hours will always be the minimum, but I can see it going from an 8-hour workday to a 10-hour workday.
Yeah, I can see that.
Giving people three days off in the week.
Yeah, I mean isn't that what Chick-fil-A is gonna do?
I mean, you got to sit and think, man. The younger generation coming up, these people don't want to work. You know, they don't.
And I don't blame them. I'm not gonna lie, I don't blame them, because the thing is, man, like when we were growing up, and I'm not saying this because I'm old, because I'm still young. I'm still like in my 30s and all that, but the reality is, when we were growing up, like, it was like a thing to strive for. To like, man, I wish I worked at such and such place. Man, I wish I worked at Foot Locker. Man, I wish I worked at, you know, this place, that place. But like nowadays, bro, because of the way things are in the workplace, and you know how most managements are, and how corporate is, and then how everything after the you know what, you know. People just don't want to be around people anymore. People don't want to experience.
It's not that, man. It's not that. It's that what the C-19 did for everybody was made them realize how much time they were spending away from the people they cared about the most.
That too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, man, we about to get Thanksgiving though.
That's true.
That is true.
We wait all year for it.
At the end of the day, people are like, well, I would much rather do a job where I can have that time with my family and still produce or create, you know, the same lifestyle that I was already doing.
Right. Agreed. Yeah. Once people got a glimpse of, hey, there's other ways of you doing things that allows you to still bring income to the home, you know, to however it's necessary, but at the same time giving you certain freedoms, then that's when people, you know what I'm saying, which rightfully so. Like no offense to anyone who finds another way, you know, like all power to you. If you find that way that works for you, that, you know what I'm saying, you still bringing in income, you know, to pay your bills and have everything like paid for or whatever, yet still have that flexibility with time and location and all that. Hey, I applaud you and keep doing what you do, because I mean, the more of us that are able to do that, the more at peace and happy we're going to be with our families and our friends and all that. So there's no shame in that. And whoever tries to shame anyone else for having that lifestyle or finding that way out, there's something wrong with that type of person. Because
here's the issue now, in the industry that I'm in, right? I'm in the service industry. So with that being said, when people require service, they 9 times out of 10 want the service immediately. You know what I mean? That means I've got to have somebody available 24/7 so that I can provide that same service. So there's just no way for what I do that someone starting their day at 7:30 that they're going to get home at 3:30, 5 o'clock. You know, you just can't do it. The workload keeps coming in. We've got to get to it. We've got to take care of the customers, because if those customers disappear, not only am I out of a job, but you're out of a job. You know, people in the office are going to be out of a job if we lose the customers. There's just so much to it, you know.
So much at stake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Enjoy your enslavement, boys.
I mean, there's just no other way around it. The only other option is everybody even, right?
Yeah.
And so if we're gonna go down that route, then it's gonna be the minimum for everybody.
Yeah.
Meaning,
yeah, who wants that? I don't want that.
I don't want that.
I want to chase my own bag.
Yeah.
It's my bag right here, man.
I don't want to live with just the minimum, you know.
Yeah.
Me neither, man. What?
That's why. That's why you gotta rock the boat. I'm sorry. You're gonna say something, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Rob over here is saying that it's been a week since he had a day off.
Golly, man.
That's a difficult thing to do, and if you're doing that every week, you're gonna be an unhappy employee.
The most I've ever worked was like 9 months straight, just so I can get studio equipment.
I remember you telling me.
I'm talking about 9 months straight without no days off.
Mm-mm.
Not one day off.
But it was easy. Why? Because you had a goal.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
There you go.
Damn.
So that's right.
But hey, man, it's possible if you ain't got nothing else to do and you ain't got nobody holding you back.
Yep.
If you got goals,
yep.
And if you set a goal that, hey, you know, XYZ, I want this, and this by a certain date, and then you just work your ass off, it's not work no more.
Yep.
You know, it becomes fun at that point.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep.
Now, I just be like, I don't know, man. Right now, I'm trying to figure out more stuff about crypto. I'm back on it again.
So that's what I try to get. I try to get the people that work for me to understand that, like, it's not the job. It's the way you approach the job, your mental state. Because I can pay you as much money as you want, you're not going to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never be happy. You can be getting paid $100 an hour, but if you're putting in 80 hours a week, trust me, you ain't going to be happy.
You know what's going to make me happy? Waking up whenever I feel like it. That's when I'll be happy. Because as long as you have that job, you got to wake up. You're responsible for those. For your Monday, your Tuesday, your Wednesday, your Thursday, your Friday.
Yep.
Yeah, man. But you got to understand, man, the people that move up at wherever it is that they work are the responsible ones. The people that show up to work, the people that don't call out sick. Mm-hmm. You know, those are the ones that tend to move up and become and get into leadership positions.
Yep.
You know, and again, when you got goals, getting into a leadership position is easy.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, along with the goals of personal goals, most of the time, people who reach those leadership positions is because they're striving for it too.
That's true.
You know, it's like, I'm gonna give you a really good example. Back at the airport in Sanford, you know, I was pretty much like up there when it came to like, you know, if someone were to ask like, oh, which is like your top 3 officers or whatever, I'd probably be between like number 1 and number 2 when I was there. All right, that's how good I was at my job. So much so that there was a good amount of times where I got asked like, hey, do you want to, you know, apply for a leadership position? But me, I wasn't seeing myself like being like 10, 15, 20 years stuck at the airport. So I was like, nah, because if I take that leadership role, I know myself, and I'm gonna like, whether it be knowingly or unknowingly, I'm gonna tie myself to that role, and it's gonna like keep me anchored here for years on end. So because for me, that's my truth, and that's the way like I was approaching it or whatever. I never took on any like leadership roles. But I was always like told like, hey, you'd be great at this. You'd be a great like mentor or a great teacher or a great this and that. I think I mentored like one officer, and he's when I left at least, he was like really good at what he does. Partially because he was already good. He's like very mentally capacitated. But you know, like it was like a give and take. Like, yeah, I taught him like well, but he was also like an intelligent human being. So, you know, that was the only officer that I had instructed or, you know, did mentorship or whatever with him. After that, I was like, yeah, I don't want any more. Not because I didn't enjoy the experience with him, because I enjoyed teaching somebody, but everything else that came with it, like paperwork and all this other stuff, that's just not something I like or enjoy. So I was like always kind of like, you know, escaping or kind of like shying away from like leadership positions. Not because I can't, but because it's just at the moment, at the time, it's just not something that I saw myself doing for a long time. But had I said yes, I'm pretty sure I'd probably still be there right now, you know? So it's when you strive for positions too.
Yeah. Well, with me, so I'm in the refrigeration air conditioning business. I knew the very first day that I got into the trade and got up on a hot ass roof that I said that there's no way in hell that I'm going to be doing this when I'm 50. You know? It's just not happening. I'm not doing it. So my whole entire thought process is, okay, how do I get out of this van and into an office?
Mm-hmm.
And how do I do it as quickly as possible?
Yep.
Nigga.
Well, the one thing is, be good at what I do.
Right.
Troubleshoot.
No, hold on a second, man. You know when I said to myself, "There's no way in hell I'm gonna be working outside." The first year of basic training, yo. Like, I don't belong outside. It's too hot. It's too hot. I hate to be around females. Where they at? You know?
We had
This is ridiculous, man.
He had a Ron Burgundy moment.
Yeah.
It's too damn hot for some milk.
Man, listen, you went through basic training.
I know.
I mean, when you go through that mud puddle water and all this goofiness and you can't take a shower for a week,
yeah,
man, that's one of the worst weeks of your life.
Man.
I was like, nah, this ain't for me, bro.
That's what I'm saying,
this ain't
man.
for me.
And you know, when you're in the industry of air conditioning and refrigeration and stuff, you are never in the environment you want to be in.
Hell nah. You ever worked in a warehouse?
You're either out in the heat or in a freezer.
Yeah, you ever worked in a warehouse?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Nigga, these niggas talking about 30-minute lunch breaks. What are we,
Yeah.
kindergarten? We cannot do this. I cannot do this. I cannot do this. It hurts, man. Working in a warehouse is tough, yo. I don't care what anybody thinks. That's a tough job, yo. There's a lot of tough jobs out here, man.
Like if I told you some of the roles that I had at Amazon, you'd be like, why though? Why would you say yes and okay to that? Man, I had a TV like that weighed, I don't want to exaggerate, but it weighed a lot. And that thing almost fell on me, bro. I could have died that day. Yeah. Oh my God. But I mean, these are discussions always good to have, just to remind people that there is other ways. You just have to look for those other ways and find the way that, you know, works for you and that you're comfortable with and that you're okay with waking up to every morning. Because at the end of the day, if you can't wake up saying like, all right, another day of work, but at least I'm helping someone out with their services, or I'm making life easier for somebody else, or I'm providing some type of service to the public. If you can't wake up with that type of like mentality and like approach and attitude, then keep searching, because otherwise you're gonna be, you're gonna be a Squidward. I'll put it that way. You're gonna be a Squidward and just depressed and just negative energy. and it's not good. It's not good for you or anybody else.
Yeah, man. So if I leave anybody with any kind of advice today, man, use your PTO for vacations. Get away from your house, get away from where you live, and just go somewhere else. Spend that time away. Because when you come back, you'll have that energy you need. And number 2, have a goal that you're trying to reach. Because if you ain't got no goals, man, you're just sitting in misery.
Yep. That's dead on.
When you go on vacation, the vacation go by so fast.
It can, but it depends though, because if you're around people, like if you go on vacation with friends and family and stuff, vacations it'll fly by because you're having a great time.
Right.
But the moments you share, that shit'll last a lifetime. Like when we went on the cruise, with my older brother, his family, and my sister, her husband, my parents, my wife, and my kids. We all went on the cruise. It was like 12 of us. Now we had such a blast. There was one day. Dinner is always dress. You got to dress for dinner. You got to look nice to eat dinner. And it's a 4-course meal. And we were all sitting there waiting. We're like, man, where's Papa at, man? Where the heck is this guy at? And then we look, and this guy's walking into the restaurant, and he ain't got no shoes on. The crazy part, it was before I went to go eat. I'm fully dressed. I'm walking through the casino on the boat. I see him in there gambling, right?
Right.
He's in there gambling, and then the next time I see him again, he's walking into the restaurant with no shoes on. I'm like, oh, damn, this nigga done lost his shoes.
Yeah. Did he even get dressed up? That's the question. Because he don't care.
He did.
Well,
he got dressed up to his standards.
Yeah. He's not about to impress nobody. He don't care about none of that. He came to eat.
But,
that's right.
It's things like that, man. Like,
yep.
We had a great time, man. We saw a lot of shows on the boat. We got off the boat. We got to walk around in another culture. Those are the type of things you need to recharge yourself when you get back home. So right now, my big trip is to get out to Japan.
Ooh,
sounds depressing.
Japan.
Why are you going over there for?
My dog, I'm about to sneak into your luggage. You know what I'm talking about?
So,
what's going on over there?
Nothing, man. It's just a different environment, different culture.
Listen, bro.
I've been to Europe. I've been to Germany. I've been to Spain. I've been to Italy.
Ain't Japan like super advanced though?
Yeah.
With the whole like the way the buildings are and like the way the the structures, and I've seen some videos on people visiting Japan that really blew my mind. I was like, I gotta go before I die. So
Emily, that's horrible news. You must really hate your job.
Oh, she does. Trust me. But she's grateful for it. She's not happy with it, but she's grateful for it. I'll just say that on her behalf in advance.
But yeah, man, have some goals and take some time away.
Mm-hmm.
That'll keep your sanity in check.
Yep. What about you, Gigo? You have any final thoughts and words to the people about work life and the do's and don'ts and how to stay sane.
Man, good luck. It's a real life nightmare out here.
That was very uplifting.
I know, right?
I should have started with you first and ended with Jay.
Listen, man, I just enjoyed a whole week off. I didn't do nothing but watch movies.
Nice. That is nice.
I caught up with some movies. That's about it. But
not gonna lie, I am actively waiting, observing, and watching and hoping that Amazon Flex gets a hold of our area, so I can kind of like do that as well. Because, I mean, to be honest, man, I can't complain or whatever, for what I've been like blessed with or whatever. But at the same time, it doesn't hurt to leave the house. You know what I'm saying? More often. So if I'm able to do something like that, and don't ask me why I can't do Grubhub or all these other things, because I tried, and they have to accept your whatchamacallit, your application or whatever. And so for me, a lot of those apps and like services and jobs, I can't get a hold of for whatever reason. But if Amazon Flex were to hop on it and like be in our area, I'd probably like immediately apply for it, just to have something to do outside the house. You know what I mean? Just to feel more productive outside the house.
But yeah, man. I mean, you got to get out of the house. That's key.
No, you don't.
You got to get out of the house for your sanity. You know, and
there's no place like home.
And this is coming from someone who loves to be at home because I'm always out of the house.
Mm-hmm. You love to play video games all day. You got like 3,000 games.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, the older I get, the less time I get to play the game. So
that's true. That is true. But that's the one thing keeping Jay young and energetic and feeling like a 14-year-old boy. Am I right? A prepubescent boy. I'm kidding. But yeah, if that's the final words of advice from you guys, I don't have anything to add to that except for what I said earlier. If you find a different way that works for you, go for it. Just make sure you're happy with it, and not even just happy, but at least you're okay with like knowing that you're providing some type of like service to somebody somewhere. All right, keep that in mind. Because whatever we're doing, whether we're running a store, whether we're repairing stuff for somebody, whether we're providing customer service or whatever, in one way, shape, or form, you are always providing something to someone. So, I mean, it is what it is. Deal with it.
I don't want to be in the medical field forever.
Yeah. No, I mean, sometimes I get like a little like homesick with like the airport because I miss working there. But
hey, man, the Orlando International Airport is a dope place to work at.
You're only saying that because you got to see the new terminal.
I worked there.
It's brand new. And barely no one's going through it.
That's too far of a drive, man. You gotta wait.
Yeah.
I'll move my ass to Orlando.
I was this close to being with the Customs and Border Patrol though. That was pretty cool. So, but now I gotta wait until I think this upcoming year to apply again for it. So we'll see.
Well, peoples.
Yep.
I'm getting sleepy. My sciatic nerve is killing me.
That's good. I mean, that's bad.
I need to go lay on the flat surface and.
You better walk on your back. I'll stop
walking. I need something.
Like George Jefferson. Louise. All right, no, I'll let you go, man. I know you got to rest and all that good stuff. So.
I see y'all players tomorrow, man.
Yep, tomorrow's a new day.
God bless everyone. Literally. See y'all on the next one.
Appreciate you sticking around for the channel.
I know.
Yep. So,
Don't
I'm
get
gonna let
too
you
sick.
guys.
Don't get too sick, man. I hope you get better.
Now, Jay, have a good one, man, and thanks for being here with us. I appreciate it.
Roger.
And then Gigo, if you have anything else to say, you can say it now. Forever hold your peace.
God bless everyone. See you on the next one.
All right.
Be safe.
All right. And as Gigo makes his way out, one last final reminder, and not to sound like a broken record, but if you want to bless and help the team, myself, and the channel out, because again, we do have to pay for expenses of using StreamYard to run these streams. It's not free. At least we don't have that free service. We have the paid service. So if you're looking to help us with that, one way of doing it is going to this link right over here, all right? And while you're at it, you're also getting ready for winter. That's right around the corner, basically. So you're getting ready for winter, getting something to support the channel, getting something to remind yourself that you're as valuable as a diamond, if not more. And on top of that, you're allowing us to keep doing these streams peacefully and you know, being able to do it effortlessly. So that's something to consider, all right? If you can and want. You don't have to, but if you want to and you can, there's the option right there. So for every one of you guys who was here all the way through, I appreciate it. Those of you who were here for a few seconds or minutes, I appreciate it as well. But real quick, going through the list, huge shout out to Emily Rose, Rod Plum. I know Ryan from MB Cap was here earlier. Anthony L, Bryden. Who else can I see? Tanya D. And Jesus was here for a while. Backburner was here for a while as well. Man, I know there's somebody else here for a bit, but can't really find the name. Anyways, y'all know who you were. Thanks for being here. We all, the team and myself, we appreciate the love and support that you guys always show us. And until next time, JDQ with Vision Eye View TV out. God bless and stay safe and blessed out there, guys.